Hello, YouTubers out there. This is Jeff G here with a unboxing video from CGC. I've had these books for a couple days now. I just thought, well, they're starting to pile up, and I wanted to make a quick video of some of the CGC purchases and also what I got back from CGC itself. So, without further ado, I'll go ahead and start showing these. The first one was a purchase from eBay. This is Justice League of America number 3. I've been eyeballing this particular book for well over 6 months, 7 months now, and finally came across one and decided to pull the trigger on it. Even though it's a PGX, it's still a real nice book, and this is from my childhood collection. I used to collect all these Justice Leagues, so if I can find them out in the wild someplace, I'll go ahead and pick it up. But this one's particular book is a tough one to find in any good condition. But it's nice. It's a black cover comic book, but it really is in nice shape, even though it's only graded as a 4. Sorry about the glare. 4.5. A lot of it, has to do with the spine, but the back of it's is in nice shape and everything. But anyway, when I saw this, it was for a real good price too. I didn't pay not even 150 bucks for this thing, I don't think. I can't remember. But hey, Silver Age, 10 center. It's right up my alley, so I saw it and said heck with it, picked it up. Also, this one, Silver Surfer. Anytime I like the Silver Surfers, and I saw this one on eBay for a decent price. Way less than $100, and I just thought, hey, 5.0 mid-grade. Looked at it really nice in the photos, and like I say, the only different major problems are around the spine. The back presents really nice. No big issues. So for a 5.0, you got Mephisto and Nick Cardy appearance on this Silver Surfer number 16. So I always thought that was a cool cover. And grabbed it. This next one is a purchase. I won an auction, or bought this book from Manny from NY Warriors. This was a raw grade. This is a raw book that I bought. But anyway, I sent this in to CGC to have it graded, and it presents nice. It's got chip missing there, but for a 1948 book, this Superman number 51, kind of corny type of cover, but I'm kind of a sucker for these Golden Age books, and when I find one for a real good price, I just think they're cool to have. And also, like I say, I sent this away. This is from my personal collection, and it came back a 3.0 off-white the white pages. So 1948 Golden Age book. Yeah, I like it. Next one, this was just, I bought this from the cheap. No, this isn't regular 181. Too bad it isn't at a 9.8. But now this is a facsimile copy. I just thought, well, I'll just get one to preserve it in the case, give it to my grandson or my son if he wants it. But that was cheap. That was like $30 or something. Now these next ones came from the private collection. I collected these for my son. This was in my son's collection, and he said, "Hey, I'd like to get this thing graded." I said, "Oh, okay." I says, he said, "Nah, you don't have to worry about it, pressing, because just send it as is." So we sent it away, and came back at 9.4, and the biggest reason is, there's kinds of like dents, small little dents or creasings they call it on the spine. But other than that, the whole book is really in really good shape, and it's just something that my son wanted to get slabbed. So here it is. Amazing Spider-Man 316, 9.4, white pages. Next one is from his collection. We sent this away to get it pressed. It had some issues, some creases and whatnot, and it came back at 9.6, so we're really happy with that grade. I didn't think it would get a 9.8. This particular book, I sent this away to Strictly Comics, Edwin, and Edwin pressed this book. It must have been over a year ago. So we finally went ahead and got it slabbed, and it came back a 9.6. White pages where we thought it would be. These next books purchased in the raw, sent them away. Kind of disappointed on this particular grade, 9.6. I thought, brand new book, should have came back at 9.8. There might be, these things, these binaries, issues, if they're not perfect and if there's show so many kind of wear or anything, they'll ding you for it. So I thought for sure this would come back at 9.8, but 9.6. It's a nice book, So, and also it's got certificate of authenticity. Guardians of the Galaxy trade dress variant, limited to 2,000 copies. So, cool looking cover. This one, along with that other Guardians, this was the Virgin, and I was happy this came back at 9.8. Of the two books, I'd rather see this a 9.8 than the other one. But anyway, again, cool cover. It's got Cosmic Ghost Rider there, Clayton Crane. Cover. Really cool. Next one came from my collection. I've had this in my collection for a while. Sent it down to get pressed. They had a ding, pretty severe kind of a ding on the back. This is the Eddie Brock becomes the anti-venom. Kind of a cool cover. Always liked this cover. And I bought this raw from eBay a year ago or so. And came back in 9.6. And the biggest issue was right down here in this corner here. It broke color. That's why I got jabbed with a 9.6. But still, though. And maybe, yeah, can't see it on the front, but other than that, the book's perfect. I mean, just perfect. And I just thought it would be something good to have slabbed. Really happy with the 9.6. I've kind of figured it would come back 9.6. Hoping for a 9.8 though. This one here, I thought for sure it'd come back a 9.6, but it didn't. It came back a 9.8. I was really happy with this. Again, this had an issue right up here in this top corner, and I didn't know. Edwin, he also Strictly Comics pressed it out enough to get me a 9.8. So I was really happy with that. Always liked this cover. Batgirl number 23. Bought this book from eBay, less than $30, $20 or something back in the day when they first came out. But I always thought it was a cool cover. The next one is my son purchased this one, raw. This is the Jim Lee's sketch variant pencil. Justice League number 8. And he bought this for a really good price, and he just loved the cover. And he said, "I want to send this away, Dad, to get it pressed or graded." I said, "Okay." So again, we didn't think it needed press because it was just awesome, perfect. So came back at 9.8. So my son's really happy with that. Nice cover. Next one is die number 1. Bought this book, white pages. Got it for pretty reasonable price, kind of cheap actually. And they sent it away and had it graded, and it came back a 9.8. So that's die number 1. Speculation is this book's supposed to grow in popularity, possible movie or series coming out. So I thought that was a decent one to have. This next one has got different Spider-Man cover on it. Oh shit, wait. This is the back cover to this particular book. I've been looking for this book for a while, and finally got it. I found one, and I found a 9.0 for less than $300, less than 250 actually. I always liked this cover, but I wasn't going to spend. These things are going from $800 to over $1,000 at 9.8s, and you know, I bought a Batman Adventures number 12, a 9.0, and there's nothing wrong with it. And this one I looked at, and yeah, there might be some issues along the spine, but that's it. Still presents well, and hey, I got a copy. These are hard to find at these little lower grades, especially, you know, less than 250 bucks. So very, very happy with this one. So I finally got it. It's kind of what you might call it a grail for me. I'm really, really happy with that. And the last one, I bought this book, this particular book, about a year or so ago, and sent it down to Edwin for pressing. It had some kind of issues here, waviness, or you know, maybe a little dent, but nothing major. And so Edwin went ahead and pressed it for me along with those other books. And I was hoping and really it would come back, and it did, a 9.8. Like I say, this, I think I showed this particular book off in my earlier videos, and I think I said in that video that I was going to probably send this down and get it graded, because I thought it was perfect. I mean, I looked this thing over with a fine-tooth comb, and so it finally, you know, Edwin did a nice job pressing it for me, and again, got a 9.8 on it, so I was very, very happy with that. So it's been a good couple weeks here, finding some books, getting books back from CGC, and so I'm kind of happy with this haul. And again, this particular book here, I'll just tell you a little quick story. I saw this. It was on the auction, an eBay auction. And I threw a bid out there, and usually, you know, you're watching these bids, and I figured I don't have a chance in hell of getting this thing. I'll just throw a number out, and for my max bid, and it was counting down. It was like 2 or 3 days left in the auction, so I lost track of it basically, and came home after babysitting one day, and they said, "You won, you know, pay now." I went, "You got to be kidding me." I was just shocked about it. So, hey, for you guys out there that, yeah, 9.0, you're probably saying, "Oh, it's not a 9.2, 9.6." You know, I don't care about that crap. You know, I got a nice presentable book. It's in really nice shape, and I got it for, I think, real reasonable price. So with that, I'll let you guys go, and thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys later.